Would you like to become a digital marketing expert? In this video, we put together all the content that we've been creating about digital marketing, inbound marketing, and we have been working on for the past few months. You can learn the best practices and how to be successful and succeed in strategy all at one place. So in this course, you will be learning the essentials of digital marketing and also inbound marketing, and the most important types of digital marketing, marketing strategies, and also we're going to discuss about a few examples of successful brands that have implemented them. So also we're going to talk about vital marketing concepts such as KPI engagement, targets or leads, the key to creating a good marketing plan, and currently defining the objectives, how to carry out a digital marketing campaign, and mistakes to avoid, and much more. So there is going to be timestamps in this video, so you are welcome to jump around, skip the parts that you already know, and make use of this video for yourself. So if you like our video, you can like, share and subscribe, send it to your friends, and help us with the video. All right, so without any further ado, let's get started. What exactly is marketing? If you landed on this video, chances are that you've already heard of this term multiple times, but maybe you don't know what it encompasses. Or maybe you're working in marketing, but you don't exactly know how to define it. So in this video, we'll talk about the fundamentals of marketing and everything that you need to know about digital marketing, and what the marketing encompasses, all the strategies that help companies achieve their goals. When we talk about goals, there might be sales increase, improving brand perception. Many people often confuse marketing with advertising, and while it's true that they have similarities, but there is a big difference. Advertising is just an action or strategy included within marketing. In other words, advertising is a subcategory of marketing. In order for you to understand what marketing exactly is, there are 4 words or terms that we usually use to define a good marketing strategy. So these particular terms are usually abbreviated as the 4 P's of marketing. So the first P is product or service, and this refers to the product or service that you have already created to meet the customer's expectations. And this product is gives you the characteristics of what the customer actually needs, and your ability to satisfy their needs, and how your product and service addresses those needs. And the second P is point of sale or distribution. The purpose of distribution strategy is to actually make it easier for us or the user to access the product or service that you're providing. It doesn't actually matter if it's through online sales or through physical stores. And the third P refers to the price. It is very important to clearly define the price that you want to assign to your product or service. The final price will always depend on the objectives of the company or the profit margin. So, all right, the fourth P refers to promotions. This point is very crucial within a marketing strategy because this is when you actually introduce your product or service to your customers and end users. So this is when advertising really comes into play, and it is really important to have good advertising to promote your product, and it will play a major role in launching your product. However, I recommend that you don't just focus on the benefits of your product or service, because these days the users are tired of this type of messaging, and it's important that you focus more on understanding the needs of the customer and try to satisfy it as much as possible, and actually talk to them about how your product or service can solve their problems and make their life easier. And you can always emphasize the value that you bring with your product. So what do you have to do now in terms of marketing is, it's very simple. You have to define your marketing plan, because without the marketing plan, you will not be able to achieve the goals that you set for your company. And the first thing that you will need to do is analyze the current situation. Secondly, you will need to analyze the competition. And thirdly, define your objectives, that is the goals for your organization and the product. Fourth step is to take action and implement your marketing strategies. And lastly, the fifth step is to monitor the metrics and optimize any part of your strategy that is not performing well. And you have to keep in mind that it is very important to keep an eye on these metrics on a daily basis or a weekly basis. Luckily, this is relatively easy to do. A good or bad marketing can make or break the success of a product or a brand. But what exactly are the key elements to a successful, well-rounded marketing strategy? So in this video, we will go through the marketing mix and the 4 Ps of marketing. What is the marketing mix? So let's talk about marketing mix. So marketing mix are the steps that a company takes in order to promote their product or a service. There are different ways of classifying these steps. The 4 Ps, the 7 Ps, which are a broader version of the 4 Ps, or the 4 Cs that actually approach the steps from a consumer's point of view. But even though all of them might be very helpful, the 4 Ps are the fundamentals. They are probably well known and most useful, so we'll focus on them. So what the 4 Ps of marketing are? The 4 Ps of marketing can be summed up as putting the right product in the market, in the right place, and at the right time. So, and also a fair price plays an important role. This may seem like a simple concept, but in reality, it involves a lot of work and consideration. It's actually crucial to do research on your products, on the market, so you can develop a marketing strategy. This strategy should be based on the information that you have found already, and Although the 4Ps are not a new concept, they are still one of the most important basics of marketing, and they address each of the key points in a marketing strategy. So without further ado, let's get started and let's take a look at what exactly the 4Ps are. So the first of the 4Ps refers to product or service, that your product is always, at the heart of your marketing. So you would have to define your product, and marketing, always wants the customer to be beneficial. So define your product based on your customers and the benefit that brings along to your customers, rather than the product specifications or characteristics or features. So within this P, you should establish that the product is really useful for your customers, and it really, offers what their, what the end customers are actually expecting it. And also you have to address what differentiates your product from your competitors' products, and you should focus on image, branding, and packaging, and post-sale services also come into play. So when you start to define your product, or service, this strategy will help you ask yourself, what do the customers really want, and how can I address those, and does it actually satisfy my customers, what benefits it offers, and what are the disadvantages and advantages of the same. And also we have to have a question, does it have advantages over our competition brands, and how does it complement the other products or services. Number two is place. The place is second of the 4Ps, and it's all about defining, managing the channels through which the product reaches the customers. And these strategic sale points can range from e-commerce sites to a regional store to a chain of stores, and then establishing it in different countries. The goal of distribution strategy is to both make it easy and approachable for customers and the access of the product, and to optimize the sales process by providing a smooth shopping experience for the customers. It's important to consider decisions related to storage, inventory, and managing inventory, transportation services, sales point locations, online and offline requests, addressing them, and more. So when you define your sales distribution strategy, you should ask yourself, where do clients, get your product or service? How can you access appropriate, distribution channels? And do you need a sales force who should be attending events in your industry? Should you launch your own online store? These questions will actually help you to better understand the place as it relates to your overall strategy. Number three is price. Price is the third of the 4Ps, which refers to the final price of your product or service that you're offering to your customers. This is one of the most complex marketing strategies one can have, and it's the most important marketing decision, as a series of factors are at play here, including the product's manufacturing cost, the commercial revenue that you can generate or expect to receive from this particular product, the company's economic goals, the demand for the product, and Also, your competitors' prices also comes into play while determining the prices, and also consumers' purchasing power and preferences. The positioning of the product is also important and also when it comes to choose the price. You should keep these things in mind. And also payment methods are very important because you have to make it easy for the customers to actually buy your product. So sometimes it can be beneficial to increase the price of the product so that you can let the customers know the value of the product and ensure better quality. And to choose the right price, you have to answer these 3 questions. What is the manufacturing cost of your product or service, and what profit margin do you expect from selling these products, or what are the average prices of brands similar to yours that offer same product or services, and can you offer discounts and promotions in certain seasons or to certain customers. And finally, there is the 4th P, which stands for promotion. Promotion refers to all actions that you do to make your company to be communicated to the mass. Your products and service benefits reached out to your potential customers. So this will in turn increase in the sale. You can use advertising, you can promote in social media ads and digital marketing too. So if you have a traditional product, you can actually sell it online through Amazon or any other e-commerce services. Technologies in today's day and age, it's very different. So digital marketing has a huge influence on sales right now. So you have to make the most of it. So in order to actually create a good, efficient marketing strategy, technologies in today's day and age, is very different, and digital marketing has a huge advantage. So you have to make most of it, in order to get good sales. And efficient marketing strategy is also very important in achieving your sales goals. So you have to ask the following questions to actually know that you can make your marketing reach the right audience. So which of the following are more appropriate for your brand? Is it gonna be banner ads, search engine marketing, or social ads, radio, press, TV, billboards, direct marketing or email marketing? When is the best time to promote? Does your product or service depend on seasons? What your KPIs are, and are you going to use the measure of the results of your promotional efforts? Now that we have answered all these questions, the 4 P's of marketing needs to be addressed. So let's take a quick look at step-by-step plan you should follow to make the most of this classic marketing formula that our peers have developed. Number 1, identify the product or service that you need to analyze. Number 2, answer the questions we proposed with each P. If you feel like you don't have the answers for necessary questions, or you don't have the information to answer them, it's time to roll up your sleeve and start doing some market research on the product or service. And after you have defined your marketing mix, using these questions, it's also a good idea to take a look from your customer's point of view. So does the customer feel that the product or service satisfy their needs? So will they find it at the sales points? What will happen if I increase the price by 5%? I'm having my own e-commerce store. Will it be beneficial if I just increase the price by 25%? What happens if I invest 20% of my revenue in Google ads or Facebook ads? Number 5, put your hypotheticals into action. Measure the results and incorporate any necessary changes that you need to make in your strategy. And lastly, don't forget to perform regular checkups on your strategy, because the market is constantly changing on a daily basis, in fact every day. So you may need to know what marketing is, but you also know that all types of marketing that are around there, right from email campaigns to social media advertising, from organic strategies to paid options. Marketing encompasses a broad range of actions that will help you to attract, convert, and delight your customers or potential customers. So in this video, we will go through the most important types of marketing, so that you can have an overall understanding of the options available and ultimately choose best options for your company or your brand. So let's get started. The advent of internet has changed the business landscape totally, and it actually led to giving rise to digital marketing. This method uses online based digital technologies such as social media, email, and search engines, sell products or services. Digital marketing breaks down into several subcategories, including content marketing research, search engine optimization, or we call it as SEO, and social media marketing, many others. So if you're watching this video, chances are that you are very familiar with digital marketing, since nowadays it's even more popular than offline marketing. According to many studies around the globe in the internet, so we spend a lot of traffic on digital channels, and digital channels actually surpassed offline channels for marketing. Starting from 2022, the differences grew even larger, and digital marketing has become synonymous to the marketing for some, and it probably won't change anytime soon. So direct marketing, as the name suggests, involves businesses directly communicating with the clients or the targeted audience, consumers. The communication can be through regular mail or telephone or direct person marketing. This aims to elicit a response or action from a customer, such as a purchase, sign up, or you can even have them visit your website, by doing everything physical that you can, putting up billboards and everything. Let's talk about Victoria's Secret. There is a catalog. Despite its discontinuance in 2016, the catalog was a central marketing tool for the brand. And for over 2 decades, they directly reached the customers, and they directly, showed their products through that catalog, and they made a performance marketing through that catalog. So performance marketing is an online strategy where advertisers can only pay when specific actions are completed. So these actions include, say, leads and clicks. It allows businesses to actually achieve measurable results while minimizing unnecessary, investments, marketing costs. A classic performance marketing strategy is employed by Amazon. So we all know Amazon. It uses its affiliate program to actually pay commissions to the affiliate websites to drive traffic or sales on its platform. And it also ensures that they only pay for successful referrals and inbound marketing, unlike traditional outbound methods. Inbound marketing doesn't interrupt potential customers with unsolicited promotions. Instead, it uses valuable content like SEO, use social media to make a brand easily recognizable, and to attract customers organically. Actually, HubSpot is a classic example of successful inbound marketing. The company provides a plethora of valuable content such as blog posts, let's talk about ebooks and webinars to actually draw people into their sales funnel. Once these individuals are into their sales funnel, they engage with them with free content, and HubSpot can gently guide these people towards purchasing their software. So if you want to sign up for HubSpot, you can just get into the sales funnel, and you can get directly into their marketing strategy. All right. So let's talk about influencer marketing. So influencer marketing leverages power of popular figures on YouTube or influences on social media to reach a wider amount of audience, and these influencers will have a dedicated followers, and they tend to trust the recommendations made by this influencer. So it is a powerful tool for a brand endorsement through influencers. And influencers marketing campaign involves collaboration with popular companies. Popular influencers make this collaboration, and they start to give discount codes on their YouTube videos, so that the companies benefit out of that, and the YouTuber also gets paid. So now let's talk about guerrilla marketing. Guerrilla marketing is an unconventional but also creative marketing strategy designed to grab public's attention, like an unexpected event. It's a very different approach. It involves interactive installations or unexpected visual effects that the public can look, and an unforgettable experience. Or an example of guerrilla marketing is Red Bull's Stratos campaign. So it actually involves skydiving from the edge of space, breaking several world records. And the event was watched by millions and brought a lot of attention to Red Bull as a brand. So it was a significant guerrilla marketing strategy used by Red Bull at that time. This demonstrates the power of unconventional guerrilla marketing efforts. Now let's talk about social media marketing. Social media advertising is a form of online marketing that utilizes social media platforms to deliver, targeted advertisements to users. So this type of advertising enables businesses to reach a wider amount of audience because people who use social media are huge. There is a large audience. They can move away from their existing loyal customers and then have the demographic data and then target these ads towards those people, and make them likely to be more interested in their product or services. One successful example of social media advertising is Spotify. Spotify's Wrapped campaign and end of the year review of listeners' music habits This campaign was primarily started on social media. So they used platforms like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, engaging users with their personalized data about their preferences, favorite artists, and songs. The campaign created a social media buzz, encouraging Spotify users to share their unique preferences and thereby generating reports, thereby promoting a platform to the potential new customers. So this is a great idea. So next thing is search engine marketing. It is often referred to as SEO. So it is a digital marketing strategy, used to increase the website's visibility in search of in search engines, the result pages that we get. So we can make use of pay-per-click advertising or display advertising and retargeting. An example of that is Airbnb's use of ads in Google results. So when you search about any hotels or somewhere to stay, Airbnb's ad comes in the top. So these advertisements often appear in the search results, directing potential customers to their websites. So through this strategy, Airbnb manages to stay at the top of competitive websites that offer good accommodations. All right. Marketing involves a creation and sharing of valuable content to attract and engage a target audience. So this digital marketing strategy hinges on the production of high quality relevant material that provides value to the customer, positioning the brand as a trustworthy and knowledgeable authority in their field, and they help the brand get stand out. So for example, we can talk about content marketing. We've got Home Depot's blog, and there is DIY projects, and this resource offers customers step-by-step guides for various home projects, giving them knowledge and confidence to undertake tasks by themselves. This actually not only builds the trust and loyalty among customers, but also encourages them to purchase some of the products from Home Depot. So content marketing is a great strategy that you can work the customers, which is a win-win situation for both. They can have their knowledge and you can have their sales. So businesses choose different types of marketing and customize their strategies that best align with their goals. And whether it's the vast reach of digital marketing, the measurable results of performance marketing, or the surprise factor of guerrilla marketing, each type of marketing has its own advantages, which are unique to themselves and can significantly contribute to a brand's success. So let's talk about advertising. What is advertising? What are the key points in planning and advertising? What are the most relevant differences between online and offline advertising? There are several techniques for advertising. So in this video, we will cover everything that you need to know about advertising. All right, what is advertising and what it is used for? So advertising can be, as simply understood as a paid form of communication through which companies actually publicize themselves through different mediums that are available within the market. However, given the number of advertising channels that we have already, available to companies. There are many different types of advertising that you can do. So let's talk about the most prominent ones. So the most prominent ones are print, radio, TV, external advertising, billboards, direct advertising, and all that. But also we can make use of paid online advertising because it includes a large audience, and you can create videos and then market through those videos, search engine ads, display ads, social ads, email marketing, and and more. So the objectives of a company actually directly influences the platforms it should use. So one of the most important strategic stages in creating an advertising campaign is to come up with a media plan. Measuring is key to make the best decisions on how to promote an image of the company and raise brand awareness, or increase the company's sales. So whether it comes to online advertising, social media is one of the best options that you can find to do online advertising. And majority of your audience there are available in Instagram or Facebook. So this ensures that you cannot leave social ads out of your advertising strategy. Remember that Google and Facebook are two of today's largest advertising platforms out there. So let's see what are the benefits of each social network when advertising. So advertising on Facebook, let's talk about that. So Facebook is still the king of social media, and therefore many companies make use of Facebook ads to actually get in reach with the clients or the potential customers, and they include multiple campaigns ensuring different objectives and reaching out varying type of audiences and segmentations that they actually target. So there are many other parameters available that you can reach your target audience at the right time. So Twitter offers a stable audience. It is focused totally on up-to-date information. It is the first place where you can find what's happening around the world. Even though the user base is little less compared to the other social media companies, a Twitter community is a community very active, because of this because of this reason, we can say Twitter ads is currently one of the most interesting advertising platforms that you will find. Great. So Twitter followers are very loyal and valuable for company advertising. So let's talk about LinkedIn. LinkedIn has a very different professional social network, and it has got millions of executives and employees and countless different industry persons located in LinkedIn. So LinkedIn ads will actually get you specific audience, and that is really important for a few companies, because the target audience vary for different companies, and they can make use of whichever social network that actually makes much sense and gives you more return on investment. Now let's talk about Instagram. When you talk about kids, they use Instagram on a daily basis. Now talk about millennials, Gen Zs, they are very present and very active in Instagram. So if your customer base is between 18 years of age or 35 years of age, you can always go ahead and start advertising on Instagram. So again, this also depends upon the targeted customers for your business. So you can have a targeted customers based on the location, or their age, or what products they consume. All that happens in the market research, and then you can plan an advertising strategy. You can design the advertisement. You can create these advertisement campaigns. Many companies aren't there in the advertising marketing sector because they don't usually give much thought to this advertising part. However, it would be very difficult to achieve the desired outcomes or results without actually planning the advertising part. So let's look at a few key points of this strategy. So in this process, the main idea of campaign becomes it should be defined. It should include companies' objectives that will later be sent to creative team. From there, the creative team will transform the initial proposal into final advertisement. So this is very, very important for a company to grow, because the advertisement must be creative and it has to be analyzed by the creative team. So this happens in two phases. The first phase, they'll make sure that the messages that you convey through the creative and engaging advertisement is good enough to convince the potential customers to buy your product or avail your services. And then this message will be finally transformed into a final piece of art as a second phase from the creative team. And also graphic design, infographics are also included. Custom fonts are important, and all parts of graphic design comes into play. And they create a good advertising campaign. So, and also after creating the advertisement, they have to choose which media platforms that these campaigns will be published on. And this depends on the target audience again. And they have to reach the proper segment of people that they want to target. And you will have to determine all these analysis before you actually create a good advertisement campaign. So with the arrival of internet came a new series of marketing formats collectively called online marketing. Quite simply, if the medium of format of a campaign relies on the internet, we call them and naturally refer to this as online marketing. So otherwise, the campaign will be referred to as offline marketing. So whatever happens online is online, and whatever that's offline is offline. So let's talk about differences between online and offline advertising. So which one is more convenient to your brand? Truth is, great advertising campaign depends actually on both online and offline advertisements. So this will enable it to fully achieve its objectives. However, investments in online advertisements are increasing over the decade, and every time a company actually is asked about how much do you spend on advertisements, and they immediately say that most of their budget on advertisement goes on online advertising. So this we can confirm this from many companies over year after year. So they are investing more and more online due to the cost and large scope of reaching the audience. But offline advertising is generally not an option because it's not cheaper. But if you are inclined towards more generic geographical location, then offline advertisements can be very useful and come in handy. And offline advertisements are also cost effective and can offer a variety of payment options. So talking about payment options, we can do pay-per-click with online promotions. One of the biggest differences between traditional means and the internet lies in the conversion rate. and cost per clicks actually makes you have a rough idea on how much you have to spend on an ad and how much revenue you expect out of it. So for example, they can see an ad and click on it and go to that website and buy it in a matter of few minutes. So online marketing, actually cost per click is actually very, very useful. So with offline advertisement metrics, this cannot be done. So we cannot actually expect the clients to, or customers to actually go ahead and buy the stuff in 5 minutes. So and also online, nowadays everybody have online access, but in areas where online options are very limited, they can obviously go try for offline campaigns. All right. So an advertising can be contracted almost immediately in more traditional mediums. One has to allow a lot more time in adjustments and real time, and because when you're doing online advertisement, you have to keep updating on real time, that you can address the customer's needs almost immediately once it keep changes. So you would have to do a analysis on that front as well, and then we would have to be cautious enough to change those campaigns depending on the needs of the clients or customers. So it is true that for digital ads can reach the people quickly, but also you would have to be quick enough to change the campaigns based on requirement. And for those people who don't have the internet access, we can always have offline marketing strategies, and that is capable of reaching much more wider audiences when it comes to areas where internet campaign is not possible. So let's not completely ignore offline marketing here. So however, when you compare both these online and offline marketing, online stands out. Online advertising is an absolute necessary for this day and age, and it's really important to create strategies to improve sales, to improve the selling of the product or services by creating an effective online campaign for your products and services. Or we can even create a solid brand recognition through a lot of online campaigns. So we recommend that you trust the process and create online campaigns in the search engine, or create a graphic or a video which can offer you better results in terms of sales. All right, so advertising is an essential ingredient in the success of any brand, as it allows you to introduce your brand to public and attract more customers, new customers in fact. And there are many different advertising options, but for them to work, they need to be supported by a strategy that is really focused on customer needs, rather than making it more attractive. In this video we're going to explain different types of advertising and strategies involved in advertising, and also we're going to talk about some examples so that you can make use of it later when you're advertising. So what is an advertising strategy? An advertising strategy is an action plan designed to increase sales of certain product or services, to attract new customers or new clients to your product or services, and also invite existing ones to make purchases, consistently. So an advertising strategy is a part of brand's marketing plan. So it must be aligned with the company's objectives too. So it is also essential that you take into account the company's objectives and the branding tone and the brand identity, so that the ads are cohesive with the overall marketing strategy of the company. Let's talk about what type of advertising strategies are there. There are many possible advertising strategies, as each brand actually use a lot of different advertising strategies based on their objectives, and each of them have their unique idea of objectives. And let's take a look at how HubSpot classifies three major types of advertising strategies. One, content advertising. This advertising strategy seeks to directly influence customers. So how? Through different channels with a direct and clear messaging that aims to reach as many people as possible. Although it has similar characteristics to content marketing, it's not the same, since it is more direct and focus on the point. So it's more like brand content based advertising. We can actually distinguish the following different subtypes of informative advertising. This focuses on showing the brand and the value it can bring to its potential customers. It's usually based on rational values. Comparative advertising, let's talk about that. This focuses on comparing your brand with competition that is there, who sells similar products, and you can actually differentiate it with other brands and convince customers that your brand is the best among the two, and your brand can provide more benefits through your product. And this can be very effective, but you should also be very careful when basing your claims, because you don't want to run into legal problems. Let's talk about emotional advertising. If informative advertising is based on more rational factors, emotional advertising actually seeks to produce an emotional reaction. It can be very effective in influencing the purchase or purchase decisions, since we know that these have a strong unconscious component to it, based on how people feel about something or a product or a service. So let's talk about two-pool advertising. This advertising strategy is actually typical of brands that are already well positioned in the market. Instead of going after customers, this strategy aims to keep the brand in consumers' mind and propel people to go towards it, and focuses on identification with the brand mostly, and they look for long-term association, long-term loyalty. Let's talk about push advertising. This advertising strategy is more suitable for new products or services, since it seeks to introduce a brand product or service to its customers, in order to position the brand, and also to generate a very good sales. The P strategy can use different channels for traditional media to social ads. In many cases, it goes hand in hand with pricing strategies for the product. For example, offering cheaper launch prices to generate an initial critical mass of customers. It is common for a push advertising strategy that is used by many brands around the world, who are just entering into the space. And also content marketing can be used to establish a clientele, and you can position yourself as one of the best brands out there. Now, let's look at a few examples of advertising strategies. One, email marketing. Email marketing is an advertising strategy that is a strong, marketing strategy. It was always there. It is currently being used by so many, and the return on investment is really high when it comes to these type of marketing, email marketing. So it is spectacular what return on investment that email marketing actually gets. Is a good example to show you that it is very advantageous. All right, and also email marketing can be adapted to all types of situations, brands and campaigns, from the first steps of lead generation to long-term loyalty. No wonder this is the best form of advertising strategy that one can use. Okay, number 2, paid advertising on the search engines, or when you look at search engines, there is Google, and then other search engines. So what they actually do is they do paid advertising, so they can target keywords, and this means that when a user searches for a related term, their ad comes in at the top, and you can actually make more conversions through this process. And it is one of the most popular advertising strategies in the digital marketing world. And also it allows you to directly target the audience or users with a high purchasing power and high purchasing intent, based on their searches, because if someone wants to buy a watch, they're definitely gonna buy a watch. So if you create a Google ad, then it's gonna reach them and they're definitely gonna buy. All right, so there are different strategies, stages in the buying process. So let's talk about it later. So third one, social ads. This advertising strategy consists of launching paid ads through advertising on platforms, on different social networks, usually through a pay-per-click model, which makes this work well. So let's talk about it. So there is great targeting opportunities, possibilities. Keeping that in mind, the social networks have access to a large amount of data, behavioral patterns, what their users are, daily searching for, and their life choices, their life situations, or their interests. Based on that, we can actually create ad campaigns to actually increase the sales. So these social platforms users who already know your brand might not be very engaging, but they might be thinking about it. This social media actually allows you to make them become your potential customers. All right, so targeting is very easy with social media. So let's talk about Amazon advertising. So Amazon advertising, Amazon ads, offer pay-per-click advertising that offers, some unique advantages as an advertising strategy. So, on one hand, Amazon has a wealth of information about the buying patterns of their different customers and their preferences. But above all this, the platform allows you to actually place ads, right where and when users are most likely to buy. When they are searching for a TV and then your ad pops up, they are most likely going to buy that. So Amazon advertising is really a great option to actually reach the direct buying customer, who has the capacity and interest to buy the product. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about paid advertisements in social media. So not only social media but other platforms too, other websites too, like Amazon. There are several other websites. This actually increases the buying capacity of the customers. So if you give valuable content through SEO, or if you are able to promote your content, promote your product through these platforms and websites, and if you are able to find an influencer who can improve sales for your business, all these advertising strategies relies on what the customer really wants. And you would have to establish a strong social media presence, and you would have to promote the product or service to gain followers. And previously there is a tendency to value the number of followers that a person had. But when it comes to influencer marketing these days, they are looking for influencers with greatest number of collaborations, engagement that happens with the influencers. So the engagement rate actually makes the influencers like really popular these days. So we have to find someone with great engagement with the audience, and then we would have to start promoting our product through that influencer, and we can definitely achieve better results. So not only that, but you'd have to also give the best product to the client, to the customers, because at the end of the day, customers are the ones who is going to consume your product. So great. So you can also create a useful advertising strategy to actually create a situation where there is an urgency to buy the product. So this will in terms boost sales in short term, but you cannot abuse it and try to increase sales. Now you can do it like a guerrilla marketing strategy. But guerrilla marketing strategy can improve your sales, or it might not, because it has to be very engaging, and it might have to attract a lot of users. So that is one thing, and it's very unconventional technique, and it might not work too. So there is a risk in that. So you need to get your creative juices flowing to actually make that work. If you really want to make an impact within this strategy, if you can go for contest and sweep stakes, similar to discounts and promotions. Nothing works like discounts and promotions, because if you are able to provide your clients or customers with a lot of discounts, it's gonna be short term, but you're going to get a lot of customers, that's for sure. It's the best strategy that you can use. Many brands use actually for a long time now, but it actually is used to boost the sales for a short period of time, and then they stop it, and again they do it on another time. So say let's talk about a Christmas sale, or let's talk about a Thanksgiving sale, Cyber Monday or something like that. They keep doing these offers, discounts and promotions so that they can have a great number of customers for a particular point of time. Then they become members, and then they become a loyal customer. So also some of them use loyalty programs to get customers, long-term customers. So loyalty programs, points, loyalty points, actually make the customers to purchase frequently and even become brand ambassadors. And since there is a loyalty program, they will encourage other people who they know to actually buy the product. So the primary objective of this particular long-term customer generation loyalty program is to increase sales just by offering best loyalty programs out there. So this allows the brands to reduce the cost of acquiring new customers, because instead of going out there and then spending a lot of money on you know, campaigns, you know, they can actually create good loyalty programs and then promote it online to actually gain a lot of customers. All right. You know, talking about a good marketing plan, you know, having a well-developed marketing plan is actually part of your strategy, and it is imperative for every business, regardless of any sector or size of the organization. However, you know, there are still many companies that start advertising without having a clear marketing strategy. You know, you would have to think about marketing strategy, or you would have to develop a concrete plan based on the market research you have done. So in this video, we will go through everything that you need to know in order to create an effective, digital marketing plan for your business. So let's talk about that. What is a digital marketing plan? A digital marketing plan is a document that you prepare, which includes the following, current environment that the brand needs to develop. So the current market situation, and this includes customer and competitor analysis of marketing objectives you want to achieve, what actually is required, and have to be aligned with the goals of the company, and you would have to align with the business goals, and also you would have to align with the customers' goals as well. So although it's common to hear these two words being used interchangeably, customer goals, company goals, marketing goals and marketing objectives are actually two different things. Marketing goals are long term, but it is often inspired by the mission and purpose of the company, whereas marketing objectives are totally different. It's more specific to the scope, and should be measurable either using statistics over time, or talk about what happens in time frames, and also include your strategies and actions that you need to know. You're definitely going to reach your objectives somehow, but what channels and campaigns that you're going to go through, there is a little research that is to be involved there. And lastly, how will you measure the results and of your actions when you created a well-developed marketing strategy? And will your company be able to do the following, gain in-depth knowledge of the market and target audience? Because this keeps changing every day, and it's going to be a challenge to align digital marketing actions with the overall brand objective, to keep the brand objective as well as to keep the customers happy. And this actually requires effective and organized advertising strategy, improve internal communication, and also communication with the customers, listen to their feedbacks and create the best marketing plan for your business. So this has to be organized, this has to be like really planned out before, and planning is really a key. Let's say that you are creating a step-by-step procedure for your marketing, and this includes logical order in which they should be carried out, and this ensures the final result to happen. And to be successful, these are all the steps that we need to follow. And let's go over these steps. Step number 1, analysis, and starting point in the first step is to creating your plan to analyze. Analysis plays an important role in your situation of your company, and marketing plan always starts with research. During this phase, you should aim to answer the following questions. What are the products and services that I'm selling, and what is so unique about it? compared to the other company's proposition, and what your company have done so far in your online marketing, and what results have you obtained through that online marketing, and what are people saying about your brand is very important, and you can check it online always. And how is the website? Does it look good? Is it working properly, or does it need to be improved? How does the competition's website doing, and how does your brand compare, and what can be learned from them, and to make sure that you can guarantee that you aren't missing anything. You can always use the classic SWOT analysis, which includes checking all the steps, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. You can go a deep dive into what's actually happening in the marketing strategy, what's going on, what are the results, what are the risks involved, who's going to be your ideal customer, who do you want them, what are going to be your KPIs. You have to create a semi-fictional representation of your company's brand in minds of your clients, and you can categorize the age, location, education level, profession, hobbies or interests, goals or objectives of the customers, and then create a product based on that. This will help you discover who is your buyer, and also find out most common challenges that they have in the needs of campaigns. They can also give a lot of complaints and feedbacks. You have to always respond to those messages, and this will be used to reach the buyer. And then step number 2 is analysis of competition. So the second step is another aspect in the overall analysis of external factors. It deserves its own section within the marketing plan, but because it plays an important role in the future of your company. A competitor analysis consists of evaluating all aspects of your competitor's marketing strategy, how they promote their products and how they're able to sell their products, what are the functionalities that they offer through their product. Of course, we have to talk about social media presence, search engine positioning, in the index, etc. By identifying our competitors' strengths and weaknesses, how we can be advantageous of that, what opportunities that it can create, and what threats it is already creating to our brand. To do this, there are many different tools that can help you achieve all this. I'm sure there are a lot of online tools that you can actually go ahead and do all this SWOT analysis by yourself. You can check the campaigns that they have, and you can do a competitive analysis on how their ads look like, how the graphic content looks like, what is their content marketing all about, and all that. So once you answer all those questions by researching, you can also inquire about the budget, what is their business volume, what are the prices of their products, and how competitive they are, and what is their sales process, how do they get their clients, and all this information. So step number 3, objectives. The objectives are what you will use to measure the success of digital marketing strategy, and is one of the most important steps in marketing, and many people don't tend to do that. So you have to plan. You should have an objective when setting your objectives. Use a SMART acronym. So let's talk about SMART. So this stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. So let's see what each one means exactly. So specific, your objectives must be detailed, concrete, and answer basic questions of what, where, when, how, who, and why. Measurable. If you cannot definitely measure an objective, it will be impossible to know if you have reached it. Therefore, you should think about it, and also what KPIs you will use and how will you define success. All right, so you would also have to be ambitious to help you move forward, so that try to get some ambitious plans to your marketing strategy. All right. Strategy, realistic, take into account your previous resources and achievements and check if they are feasible. Every objective needs a time frame to make sense. So don't forget to define your deadlines. Deadline defining is really important. Step number 4, action plan and marketing strategies with all this work is really important. So now you arrived at the end of this video. So I have shared you all these important ideas about digital marketing strategies. So I hope this video was very useful to you guys. If you like it, give me a thumbs up and share my video to your friends. And until I meet you in the next video, it's bye bye from Emmanuel. Take care.